Back a few years ago, we had a place called the Second Fret in Statesville. It only lasted about a year and a half, and but one of our highlights of that venture was having Al Stewart come and play for us. And with Al Stewart was Dave Nachmanoff, and me and other guitarists were sitting out in the audience trying to cut our fingers off because of the amazing stuff that he was doing on the guitar. About, I think it was less than a year after that, we saw him in Charlotte at a house concert, and it was totally different than what he does with Al. Yeah, folk songs, some Jewish songs, playing guitar still extremely well, but really good singer-songwriter. So the Mountain Shadow Music Festival is proud and pleased and just happy to present Dave Nachmanoff.
He stands over 6'3", and that's in his stocking feet. And women turn to stare when he's just walking down the street. A modern day Adonis in a business suit and tie. Oh, if that's who you are looking for, I'm just not that guy. From the boardroom to the bedroom, he's the master of the deal. With eyes as cool as ice and nerves of tempered steel. He's got a taste for subterfuge to make the perfect spy. But if that's who you are looking for, I'm just not that guy. But if you need two good strong hands to rub your shoulders, or bring a glass of wine when you had a long hard day, someone to laugh with as you're growing older. Take a look at me, and only you can tear yourself away from me. Oh, he's a lover and a sportsman. He doesn't mind the barroom brawl. And his girlfriends are like trophies he has hanging on the wall. And if you get involved with him, he'll only make you cry. But if that's who you are looking for, I'm just not that guy. Sometimes I wish I were that guy, but I'm just not that guy. Thank you so much. Woo! It's amazing to be here. What an incredible thing you've built. If you build it, they will come, right?
That's right.
So I'm so incredibly grateful to have been invited out to this all the way from California, and it's given me the chance to reunite with a dear friend of mine. This is Tom Dyson, from originally from Arlington, Virginia, but now lives a little closer here. We played in a band together in high school called Second Wind, W-Y-N-D. Yes, it was the 70s. And we went to high school with Sandra Bullock. So that last song was actually written in honor of Sandra Bullock, because, you know, she only had eyes for the drummer. And guitar player, forget it. Yeah, no, he is probably 6'3", but he's not that guy either. He's actually a really nice guy. So this is Tommy Dyson and Robbie Buff, a new friend of Tommy's, playing bass. This guy's learned my stuff in record time. Yeah, we're calling ourselves Dave Knack and the Rude Colonials. Because they met doing, what do you call it? It's not reenactment, but historical theater, doing colonial historical theater stuff. So that last song tells you a bit about who I'm not so much about who I am. This next song is actually the very first song from the very first album I did back in the 90s. It's called Candy Shower, sort of a metaphorical love story. Wears a suit of armor when he's doing it down on Wall Street. Ah, Linda, she's a gypsy. She can almost make him care. When she says, meet me at the carnival, you know, I'll wear a red carnation. Well, now suddenly he's opening, and it's really got him scared. It's a candy shower, thinks he's swerving into a breakdown. Candy shower like a frozen grin on a sad, sad clown. And it's a candy shower, thinks he's swerving into a breakdown. He's soft in the middle with a brittle shell. He's so soft in the middle with a brittle shell, yeah. The buttons, and he's shaking like a cocktail, and then it's 7 Hail Marys as the cable starts to snap. Oh, he's tumbling and turning, and he can't hold out much longer. Oh, he's dealing with his feelings as his shell begins to crack, and it's a candy shower, thinks he's swerving into a breakdown. Candy shower like a frozen grin on a sad, sad clown. And it's a candy shower, thinks he's swerving into a breakdown. He's soft in the middle with a brittle shell. He's so soft in the middle with a brittle shell, and now he's falling, he's falling. Well, who knows what comes after? Calling, he's calling. Hear the panic, feel his laughter. But it's raining chocolate kisses from a papier-mâché target. It's the San Antonio Fiesta with 1,000 big balloons. Sweeter than the sugar cane, orange Tootsie Roll kisses. Now they're dancing to the sugar beat underneath that Texas moon. It's a candy shower, he's not swerving into a breakdown. Candy shower, when it looks in her eyes, you can almost drown. It's a candy shower, much too late to turn around. It's soft in the middle, still soft in the middle. Thanks so much. Robbie Buff on bass. Yeah.
Fun song.
Can you guys hear everything okay? Just a hint more guitar in the monitors. That would be really helpful. Thanks. All right. Well, music is too important to leave to the professionals. So this has a little audience participation for you if you want to do it. If you don't, it's a free country, at least so I've been told. And so we're still allowed to do what we want. You don't have to participate. But if you want to, please do. So this is your part, should you choose to accept it. We could use some hand claps on this song. And it's kind of like a Bo Diddley beat, but a little bit smoother. Kind of like, can you do that? There you go. So, if you do those in all the parts where I'm not singing, I'll repeat, in all the parts where I'm not singing, and there are lots of those, it'll sound great. And Tommy will kind of get us going, right? I won the parent lottery. My parents were so good to me. In a safe and prosperous place, I grew up in a time of peace. Like every child, I had my fears. They stood by me through the years. And in time I came to realize not everybody lives a life of ease. It was an accident of birth. How much a life is worth in a particular time and place. Well, there was nothing that I deserved, but it's really such a mystery where we land in human history. It's only just an accident of birth. If I'd been born some years before, I might have been sent off to war. In a different time or place, I could have been a peasant or a slave. But I never had to do without or suffer famine's angry drought. And if you go back far enough, I could have grown up living in a cave. It was an accident of birth. How much a life is worth in a particular time and place. There was nothing that I deserved, but it's really such a mystery where we land in human history. It's only just an accident of birth. Get those hand claps going, come on. Keep going. Take it, Tommy. She grew up 15 miles away. Our stories are like night and day. The daughter of an addict, on the streets abandoned and abused. And though she's learned to rise above a life so hard with little love, if she had another chance, you know this wouldn't be the life she'd choose. It was an accident of birth. How much a life is worth in a particular time and place. Well, there was nothing that she deserved, but it's really such a mystery where we land in human history. It's only just an accident of birth. Oh, it's only just an accident of birth. All right. Thanks so much. That's a song from the Cerulean Sky album, the last one that I did. It's just the first one, and maybe the only one I'm ever going to do that's on vinyl. Actually brought some vinyl out from California. Yes, if you still have a turntable, we've got vinyl.
I need vinyl.
A little quieter here for this next one.
I have two younger brothers, one of whom is a federal judge, the other of whom is a film director. I'm kind of the black sheep of the family, being the folk singer. But the one who's a filmmaker, when he was in college, spent a summer traveling with a small family circus in New England. And this song's not really based exactly on his experiences, but some of the stories I heard from him. He worked as a roustabout, which is like a roadie for the circus. Can you hear? Oh yeah, and these guys are going to help sing, and you guys can help sing too on the chorus of this. It's called Say Goodbye to the Elephants. The clown sits in the corner, wipes the grease paint off his face. By Tuesday afternoon, the light will hardly hold a trace. Just some cotton candy mingled with the sawdust. Just an echo of the weekend's rowdy din. Now the roustabouts have put the tents and poles back on the trucks. The orangutan is looking like a bum down on his luck. The flatbed trucks are sagging with the canvas, and they're heading down to Gibsonton again. Say goodbye to the elephants, put away the trapeze, all the jugglers, clowns, and acrobats. They'll scatter with the breeze, they'll scatter with the breeze. When I first met Bill and Joni, was in the spring of '84. I was living at the mission like I'd often done before. They came looking for some muscle for the summer. I was shaky, but they got me on my feet. And then the circus troupe became a second family to me. I was working with the Lions by the spring of '93. Those big cats never really were as scary as the things I saw while living on the street. Say goodbye to the elephants. Say goodbye to the elephants. Put away the trapeze. Put away the trapeze. All the jugglers, clowns, and acrobats. All the jugglers, clowns, and acrobats. They'll scatter with the breeze. They'll scatter with the breeze. Now these winters in New England can be cold enough to freeze when the turnpike's slick with ice and the wind cuts through the trees. The cats and I play nightclubs and casinos, but my heart is really waiting for the spring, when I know I'll hear the phone ring. I'll hear Bill's familiar voice. Then he'll ask me if I'll meet him, like I've really got a choice. Then we'll pull into some town, raise the big top, and all summer we'll make magic in the rain. Say goodbye to the elephants, come on. Say goodbye to the elephants, put away the trapeze. Put away the trapeze. Jugglers, clowns, and acrobats. They'll scatter with the breeze. They'll scatter with the breeze. Thanks so much. All right. Whew. Well, one of the dubious bits of my history, which some of you don't know, most of you don't know, is that I actually used to teach philosophy. I'm actually Dr. Dave. But I retired from that back in 1997 to go back to doing music full time. However, it does sneak into the songs once in a while. And some years ago, I decided, I really completely lost my mind and decided to do a concept album in which every track relates to a different philosopher. Yeah, kind of nuts. It's called Spinoza's Dream. I actually really love the album. It was also recorded with a lot of the backing musicians who played with Al Stewart back in the 70s, who I was a huge fan of, and I got them all together in a studio over in Great Britain. They were all British, except for me. So this was the Aristotle song from the album. It's a sort of Django Reinhardt swing jazz Aristotle song. You don't run into too many of those. But yeah, Aristotle wrote a treatise on the topic of akrasia, which is a Greek word that means temptation or weakness of the will. And I thought, man, if that's not songwriting territory, I don't know what is. So this is a little swing jazz tune called Temptation. You lay on the table glistening, so tempting, inviting, and warm. My mouth starts to water with longing. You're elegant, perfectly formed, with white chocolate frosting and dark chocolate kiss. Though you're 500 calories, I can't resist. I know that it's bad, but it looks so good. And it's not always easy to do what we know that we should. The bartender offers a refill. I've already had 3 or 4, but nobody would be the wiser if I just had 1 or 2 more. And it sure sounds like fun and it feels so nice, but I know that tomorrow I'll pay such a price. I know that it's bad, but it tastes so good. And it's not always easy to do what we know that we should. And there's many a slip twixt the cup and the lip, and there's many the mighty are falling. And it's hard to predict if you'll crumple or stand when the lure of seduction comes calling. Go! I know that it's bad, but it feels so good. And it's not always easy to do what we know that we should. The Greeks used to call it akrasia, the weakness of the will. They too struggled with their temptations, and it seems like we're struggling still when we toss and we turn through the long sleepless night, like a battle inside, trying to do what is right. I know that it's bad, but it feels so good. And it's not always easy to do what we know that it's not Thank you. Yeah, don't be afraid to dance. If you're feeling urge to dance, we got some space over here. Why
Oh,
not?
we got plenty of space. Lots of dancing space.
Yeah. All right. Let's see. Can I have just a hint more guitar and mine? It's just I feel like I'm kind of slamming it to get it. But you guys hearing everything okay out there? Yeah. All right. Great job, Brian. Woo. So this song sounds like it's about a relationship that ended a long time ago, but it's actually a song that I wrote thinking about the time, around the time when I met my wife, Jen, who's still my wife, amazingly enough. But this is back when he lived in New York City in the 80s, and it's kind of a British-style pop song. I was lucky enough to have a guy named John Wicks, when I recorded the album, who was in a British band called The Records, sang a song called Starry Eyes that I loved a lot, one of my favorite British pop songs. And he actually became friends with me and sang in the studio, sang the high harmonies. He's since gone, but I was thankful when I did this song. It's called When You Were Mine. It goes like this. Walking in the early morning light, down Broadway, taxi cabs are all war, but everything's alright. There'll never be another time quite like those days when you were mine. It seemed the world around us shine when you were smiling. Back when you were mine, when you were mine. And oh, those summer nights, salsa and merengue in the air. And down on Bleecker Street, it's 4 a.m., but no one seems to care. There'll never be another time quite like those days when you were mine. It's seen the world around us shine when you were smiling. Back when you were mine. When you were mine. Oh, how the city seems to draw you in, delights you. Like a slave to pay those city rents, it spites you. Then like a movie, at the end, the credits roll and fade to black. Blinking in the sunlight, it's another world, you know you can't turn back. There'll never be another time quite like those days when you were mine. It seemed the world around us shine when you were smiling. Back when you were mine. When you were mine. Yeah, when you were mine. Thank you so much. Oh man. I really had 2 days to learn all of my songs. The Rude Colonials, these guys are incredible. Tommy and Robbie.
I love playing great music.
You're doing great. So I'm going to do this next one on my own. But they can hang out if they want. I don't care. Get a drink, whatever you want to do. It's kind of the wrong time of year for this song because it's definitely not fall yet. It's definitely summer. But this was written for my wife when she had a significant birthday a couple of years ago. And I didn't write it for the album, but after I started playing this at some gigs, because she said she liked it, which was a big relief to me. And I said, is it okay if I play it for other people? And she said, sure. So I started playing it out, and people started to ask if it was going to be on the next album. And it wasn't written for that. But I've sent it to my producer, and he said, yeah, I guess we should record it. And I think it's probably been requested more than any other song on the new album. And I like it a lot. It's called Autumn. So I don't know, Bob and Lisa seem to have disappeared, but I'll dedicate it to them, and I really appreciate them having us here. Well, the leaves are turning from green to brown. When the wind picks up, it comes tumbling down. Put the quilts upon the bed as the winter's drawing near, and we turn into the autumn of the year. The kids are growing, and it won't be too long as the birds will leave the nest. They may soon be gone, but I'll put my arms around you, and you know you needn't fear as we turn into the autumn of our years. When we met, you were apple-cheeked, and I was oh so green. Now we've shared half a lifetime, the good times and the lean. Like a fruit that's gently ripened, you're the one I hold so dear, as we turn into the autumn of our years. As we turn into the autumn of our years. Time's traces on your face, now my beard has gone to gray. Memories together, no one can take away. Like the young girl that I married, your eyes still shine so clear as we turn into the autumn of our years. When we met, you were apple-cheeked, and I was oh so green. Now we've shared half a lifetime, the good times and the lean. Like a fruit that's gently ripened, you're the one I hold so dear, as we turn into the autumn of our years. Not the winter, just the autumn of our years. As we turn into the autumn of our years. Thanks so much.
I remember that remark.
So I thought maybe, since I know some of you might not want to stay till the bitter end, but also might want to come say hi, and I have a mailing list to stay in touch with people. Have guitar string jewelry made from my actual strings, made right here in North Carolina. A woman named Kathy Miller in Charlotte turns strings into jewelry. I thought maybe we'd play one more song and then take a very short break, just a 5-minute break. And then if anybody wants to come over and say hi, sign the mail, and just pick up some stuff, then we'll come back and play some more music. And then if you have to drift away into the night, if it gets late, then we'll understand. But that way I won't miss getting a chance to say hi to you. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Lisa's got vinyl. Woo! Vinyl, baby. Thank you, Lisa. So we'll finish up with a song about traveling. It was written after I was sort of thrown out of Canada. But that's another story. I try not to make a habit of being thrown out of foreign countries, but just don't carry a guitar case if you go to Canada. I love the Canadians. I've loved every Canadian I've ever met, except for that one border guard. And don't carry a guitar case if you go to Canada. But at least I got a song out of it. So this is an oldie but a goodie. It's called Certain Distance.
He's lost the thread of the dreams that ran inside his head, like a shadow or a silhouette, rushing off to see some friends he's never met before. And the satellite is beaming down its signal to your tiny town, but nothing's getting through. It's much too far from you, and you know it. Well, there's a certain distance, so you stay at home where you tend to fight, and you work until your eyes are tired. You feed the dog and you pet the cat. Every now and then you wonder where he's at right now. And the satellite is beaming down its signal to your tiny town, but nothing's getting through. It's much too far from you, and you know it. Well, there's a certain distance, maybe it's all inside your head. Time and space are not the same, no matter what Uncle Albert said. Not clouds, but it means rain for you, with the real sunlight shining through every now and then, and it's not enough, and you wonder, is this really all that love can be? And there was a time you understood him, or at least you thought you could, but now you have your doubts, some words you can't make out from the poet. And the satellite is beaming down its signal to your tiny town, but nothing's getting through. It's much too far from you, and you know it. Well, there's a certain distance, there's a certain distance. So there's a certain distance. So there's a certain distance. Woo! Thank you so much. All right, we're going to take a short break, just five minutes or so. Go get some more drinks. We'll sound better if you do. And come say hi if you can, and we'll be back with some more music, so don't go away. Thanks. Has traveled with them all over the place, and they're big fans of the album, and Elisa in particular wanted this next song, so I'm going to just do it by myself. It's called A Cautionary Tale, and it's a story song, so you might want to pay close attention to the words or you'll miss the point. It's a true story song.
into her life without a warning. You could say he threw himself into her car. Sometimes takes a desperate measure to be rescued. Sometimes even desperate measures go too far. Well, she took him home. She thought that he looked hungry. She didn't stop to wonder if he'd stay. She cleaned him up, made sure he wasn't injured. And that dog's been with us ever since that day. And we called him Fender, just like my guitar. Yeah, we named him Fender. He threw himself into our lives when he threw himself into our car. And like many folks, we rented an apartment with no space for a growing dog to roam. Puppies need a yard that they can play in. And the next thing that we knew, we'd bought a home. And then Fender ate a pincushion and a 1-pound box of chocolate. He doesn't like it when we leave him home alone too long. So now we take him with us almost everywhere we go. He's waiting in the van while I'm singing you this song, and we named him Fender. Just like my guitar, yeah, we named him Fender. He threw himself into our lives when he threw himself into our car. Well, so now we've got a minivan and mortgage, and I guess it hasn't done us too much harm. But you never know where life is gonna lead you. And if she hits a horse, we'll have to buy a farm. Thank you so much. Thanks for the request, Lisa. All right, please welcome back the Rude Colonials, Robbie and Tommy. Come on back here. Yeah. And I should say, we got here late to catch much of their set, but the first group we heard, what are they called? Them? Them, weren't they great? And man, Mojo, those guys are fantastic on guitar. So I'm very sorry that we're not going to be able to stick around for the rest of the weekend, because I know you've got some klezmer lined up and some reggae and a really wonderful blend of things. And we're actually playing down in Atlanta the next 2 days, so we're going to be on our way tonight. But man, it sounds like you guys are going to have a great weekend. So I hope the rest of you enjoy your time here, because you got a great thing going. All right, yeah. Woo. So this one, well, it features the harmonica, and I don't really play the harmonica. It's more of a prop. But when I was recording it, my producer, my friend Ronan Murphy down in LA, I flew down there for the session, and he says, "Where's your harmonica?" I said, "I don't play the harmonica." He said, "Well, that song Fragile Thing, there was harmonica on that. Who played that?" I said, "I did on the demo, but it's not, I don't really play." He said, "No, go get a harmonica, because that was good. We need that on the record." So now I got to drag this thing around with me everywhere. But that's all right. It's worth it. He picked a good song for the record. It's called Fragile Thing. Cries easy, it doesn't take much to set her off. Steven seems to know how to calm her down, like handling china or walking on eggshells most of the time. Treats her gently, she thinks she'll keep them round. She's a fragile thing, a complicated angel with a heart of glass, a checkered past. You must be careful. She's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. She's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart.
sleight of hand, some prestidigitation, a puff of smoke, a cloud of ink. Whenever someone is, she's a fragile thing, a complicated angel, with a heart of glass, a checkered past. You must be careful. She's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. She's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. Nothing is easy, it seems she's hardest on herself. She wears her pain and grief upon her sleeve. Stephen is not like the others, this could be different. It's gonna take time till she knows that her heart can't believe. She's a fragile thing, a complicated angel, with a heart of glass, a checkered past. You must be careful. She's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. She's a fragile thing, but this fragile thing will break your heart. Thanks so much. Well, this was another one that I think Bob actually requested. Goes back to an album called The Time Before the Fall. And my friend Paul, who drove a long way to get here, also mentioned this song, so it worked out pretty well for everybody. We managed to sneak this one in. If you like to sing along, it wasn't written as a sing-along, but back in 2016, I think, I did my first sort of solo tour in England. I was playing mostly in the folk clubs there. And the folk clubs are kind of like open mics. Everybody who comes to the folk club also likes to sing, usually. So they always sing along there. It's amazing. And this one's a little bit like a sea shanty because it has a refrain that keeps coming around. And so when I started doing this one, I was really surprised because everybody just jumped right in and sang. So if you want to sing on this, it's pretty easy. All you got to remember is in the glow of the midnight sea. In the glow of the midnight sea. Not too hard, right? Sounds kind of sea shanty-ish. Tough to see. I like to say it's a song about dinoflagellants, which sounds either rude or kinky or both. But they're actually little tiny, microscopically small animals that are what glow in the water when you stir up the water, right? Those little tiny things. So I couldn't quite get the word dinoflagellants into the song. I really wanted to, but it just didn't work. So I turned them into diamonds. So you'll hear a reference to small diamonds. That's the dinoflagellants. You'll know. Right? You guys are in the know. This is called The Midnight Sea. When the horses go down to the water at night, when the moon silhouettes the pelican's flight, will you promise to meet me by the phosphorus light? In the glow of the midnight sea, in the glow of the midnight sea. Now my hunger's as sharp as the salt in the air, cuts a trail through the night like a comet aflare. On the dunes in the distance, catch a glimpse of your hair. In the glow of the midnight sea, in the glow of the midnight sea. Listen far away, the steel drum plays, the sound tumbles over the breeze, and the palm trees sway just like dancers. In the glow of the midnight sea, in the glow of the midnight sea. respond to the touch of my hand, and you're slick as the seals that come up off the land. In the glow of the midnight sea, in the glow of the midnight sea, listen far away, the still drum plays, the sound tumbles over the breeze, and the palm trees sways like dancers in the glow of the midnight sea. Come on. In the glow of the midnight sea. And I wonder how many small diamonds it takes to light up the water like the love that we make. And I'll hold you till morning or whenever you wake. 'Cause you glow like the midnight sea. Yes, you glow like the midnight sea. All right, I can hear you guys. All right, this one has it's a part you can sing and a part you can dance to if you so choose. And our host Bob wanted to sing some harmony on this, so let's welcome Bob Barber up here to help sing. Now, you might say this next song is a topical song. It was topical when I wrote it back about 1997 or so. It's topical again this year. It's also tropical.
That's right.
And I won't say any more about it except that it's rather sad and very, very serious, so don't get too silly here.
That's right.
They're catching stingray in Washington State. Down south, there's nothing but drought. There's brush fires all over Australia. And in the north, it's flooding them out. The trade winds are stuck in the doldrums. The Pacific's receded in war. The forecast is gloomy for winter. What's causing these tropical storms? Does anybody remember? El Nino, blame it on El Nino. It's because of El Nino, says the man on the news. Try with us now. El Nino, blame it on El Nino. That anomalous weather phenomenon from Peru. My last 15 gigs have been empty. It feels like I'm under a curse. My computer is invaded by gremlins, and the stock market couldn't be worse. I broke a nail last Thursday, and the dog somehow injured his paws. I gained 20 pounds and lost my gal. I tell you, there must be a cause. Let me hear ya. El Nino, blame it all on El Nino. It's because of El Nino, says the man on the news. El Nino, blame it all on El Nino. That anomalous weather phenomenon from Peru. It was born in the Andean mountains, where the temperature gets below freezing. Fishermen call it the little one, 'cause it came in the Christmas season. It's true. Let's get some hand claps now. Come on, flamenco shots. Now the rain kept the people from coming out to see all of my shows. Yeah, that's it. The computer got wet when it flooded. As for the stock market, nobody knows. I broke my nail dialing the weather, and the dog slipped and fell in the rain. Couldn't go jogging and gained that weight. So El Nino is really to blame. Last time, El Nino, blame it on El Nino. It's because of El Nino, says the man on the news. A little more feeling, come on. El Nino, blame it on El Nino. That anomalous weather phenomenon from Peru. So I really probably wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the fact that I spent 17 years touring with Mr. Al Stewart, because he's the one who brought me to Statesville and Second Fret, introduced me Bob and Lisa, and for that I'm very grateful. He's still out there touring, which is great. He's doing fine. So this next song was actually co-written with Uncle Al, so don't ask me what the lyrics mean, because he took a song I'd written and changed the lyrics all around. I sent him a demo, and I said, Al, I like this song, but I'm really not sure the words are good enough. And he listened. He's like, yeah, I don't think these words are that great. I said, well, if you could write some new lyrics for it, it might actually be a good song. And he said, oh, I can do that. So he did, but I don't understand what it's about. I wrote the chorus, the simple-minded part. If you want to sing, the chorus is just Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home. Guess what the next line is? And then tonight. So 3 Sheilas, and then tonight you got the whole thing. There'll be a chance for you to sing it out real loud towards the end, so don't be shy. It goes like this. On the road, they shimmer in the rain. And somewhere in amongst them, she's alone. She's driving off again. Seats of open cars, but Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home. That's it. Sheila won't be coming home tonight. How she feels, she's always so direct. I never made you promises, she said, so what did you expect? Then going through our closet, I came on our own love. It was hiding there in boxes of fading photographs, and Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home tonight. Tell me a story, a happy ending, please. Lie if you have to. Give me some relief. The hedges while the townspeople gossip in the street. And the local impress impresario is hiding while the bankers take the heat. And the women tell each other about hiccups in their lives. Sometimes life is like a lover who never quite arrives, but Sheila won't be coming home. Come on now. Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home tonight. Even the dog is singing along. Come on, Acapulco. Sheila won't be coming home. That's what she told me. I hear you singing. That's it. Tonight. Go on now. Sheila won't be coming home. She won't be coming. Sheila won't be coming home. Sheila won't be coming home tonight. Not tonight. One more. Not tonight. Thank you so much. All right. Got time for another one? Sure. Yeah. All right.
We have always got time.
Yeah, well, they always say the first rule of show business, leave them wanting more. Don't overstay your welcome. Once saw Peter Rowan play for 3 hours, I think. By the end of the night, there were about 4 people still left. Not always the best movie. Bruce Springsteen can get away with it. That's a rare exception. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, let's finish with a song of thanks. Why not? First of all, I want to thank the Rude Colonials here, my band. Robbie Buff on the bass. He's learned an immense amount of stuff in a very short time. He's done a fantastic job. My dear old friend who I lost touch with for many years, I'm so glad we're back in touch and playing together again with the same drum set he was playing when we played together in high school. Tommy Dyson! Phenomenal musician. Oh, and I want to thank his wife, Lorenda, who came along to help with the merch and everything. Thank you, Lorenda. They've been incredibly hospitable. Anyway, I wrote this song, actually, Tommy knows my brother Jeffrey, my middle brother, the younger one. This was written the weekend that he got married in Ojai, California. I didn't write it for the wedding. I just wrote it kind of while that weekend was happening. And it's kind of become my theme song, in a way, my anthem. I wrote it really to remind myself. It's a little song of thanks called Grateful. still I have to smile. And I know our time is short, but I'm glad to be part of the dance for a while. I'm grateful for this gift of sharing music, for the fragrance and the sweetness of the wine. I'm grateful for the bounty at our table, for the sparkle of my lover's eyes that shine. But sometimes I forget, so for now I'd like to say I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for this day. I'm grateful for this day. Thank you so much. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Tommy.
Hey, Nachmanoff, everybody! We're going to do it again tomorrow. Music starts at noon tomorrow. We have breakfast at 9 if anybody wants to come out early. Got a delicious continental breakfast. Come on, 9 o'clock. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Anyway, we're going to do it again tomorrow and again on Sunday, so please come back. Thank you all. Be careful, please, coming out, getting out, and going home. Thank you.